1, action! Okay.
Welcome to space, everyone.
Welcome to space.
Yeah.
No! Don't. Right. Let's restart. I'll be right back. Let's just. Right,
I'll stop pissing about. Sorry.
Yeah, that's alright. We're back, obviously. It's been, 7 weeks? Maybe longer since we finished the Mogul Empire. And we're back with a brand new campaign. And this time, it's a different genre. A drastically different genre, I would say. And a different system. This time...
Did you say a Jurassically different?
Yeah,
with
we've...
dinosaurs.
Yeah, it's Dino Crisis.
I think you'll find out that in this campaign they would be called space dinosaurs.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Saying that, Liam, where did we end the last campaign?
In
Exactly?
space, alright.
From the moon, right?
Completely different,
Wow!
that is it?
Okay, yeah, we ended the last campaign on the moon, and, to dive into it, thanks for the segue, Arne. Today, the first session of Titan's Reach begins on a moon. An ice moon, in fact. Orbiting around a gas giant. You are in a system called Dyson 8. A Dyson shell system. Travelling here, there is only one habitable area. It's called Templeton. Templeton is a great metropolis covering almost all of a moon that orbits the gas giant. Which, by the way, is called Fidel. And the moon is called Enceladea. But the people just call it Temp or Tempeton. From above, from orbit, Tempeton looks like a microchip. It is completely covered, most of the moon, in this grey, green kind of surface. And from afar, one can see the light twinkling between every super skyscraper that rises from its surface. The gravity here is quite weak, but most buildings have artificial gravity. Keep the humankind here, well, comfortable. However, we zoom down into Tempeton in a particularly seedy area. The lower floor of this large grey uniform blocky building is a cantina. No, we're not playing the music no matter what Todd wants. Called
I think we'd get a copyright strike.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'm not quite
I also
sure.
think you'll find it's called space music.
Anyway, as our camera zooms in through the round porthole windows, we see the inside of Mercury's Fall. Name of the bar. Inside, a multitude of LED lights run across the ceiling, giving a rainbow-esque feel to this bar. In parts of the bars, shadows hide booths that have arc shells surrounding them. Inside, private meetings cannot be heard, cannot be scried upon. Inside, technology is disabled. The bar runs a great semicircle from one side to the other. And drinks, once ordered from the table, teleport to your table. They just appear from the bar. However, our group are anti-heroes? I wanted to say our heroes, but I'm not going to say that because we don't know them yet. But they sit.
We always end up being the villains.
The three of them sit at a particular booth, with no arc shell to disable technology. And they all are nursing a drink, I'm assuming, unless you're not. But we'll go around the table, the virtual table, and we'll discuss what your character is looking like, or what they're doing. So, we'll start with Tane. Tane, this is Arne's character. What would he be doing? So you're obviously sitting next to Everest, facing Alia.
Yeah. Well, one thing he's definitely doing is he's probably drinking quite heavily, as he's trying his very best to stay calm and composed, while on the inside he's anything but. And so he's drinking to soothe his nerves, being quite quiet, as anything he does might delay whatever exit he sees from here. So he's just waiting for a moment when he can make his exit, hopefully with the others.
Okay. And we'll move over to Everest.
Oh, Everest is sitting there in like a full-on old-school spacesuit, only with the visor barely open, and through that slit he's just pouring copious amounts of beer into the suit, presumably into his mouth. And in between he just sets down the thing and his giant handlebar mustache is covered in foam and he licks it off. And to pass the time he's doing a crossword puzzle, while in between locking up all the answers on his phone.
Ah, okay. At this moment, the music in the club changes from something slow and melodic to almost something drum and bass. And as the speakers kick in and the ground begins to reverberate, Alia, you look up. What do you look like? What are you doing?
About 20, very fresh-faced, exceptionally naive, looks like Anne's very manicured, doesn't look like she's done a hard day's work in her entire life. Quite jittery, looking around like a meerkat, also exceptionally excited, wide-eyed, dressed in obviously out-of-place clothing, whether she has a lot of... she's got appearance that she's got a lot of wealth, but probably doesn't. And seems to be absorbing everything. Keeps looking backwards and forwards, probably to both of them, really, as if looking for approval or go-aheads on literally everything.
Yeah, okay. At that moment, the waitress walks by. She's an abhuman, and you notice that she has 4 arms, 4 hands, and she's carrying all different manners of steins and jugs as she walks past. She looks back and goes, "Can I get you any other drink? Or are you alright?"
Yep. Why don't you make it 2? 2 would be good. Yep.
That's okay, darling. What about you, spaceman?
No, but do you know a 5-letter word for the vacuum outside of planets? I can't think of it.
Look, we've told you 3 times it's space, okay? The other words are wrong. That one's right, the other ones are wrong.
That can't be right.
He nods. And you, darling?
And I just, put up 3 fingers to the waitress.
Yeah. And she says, same thing to you, Alia?
No, don't for me, thank you. Actually, we're looking for someone, if you wouldn't mind.
One moment. She hits a button on her belt, and a hologram opens up. She uses the spare arm that comes out of her hip and dexterously throws an order, and you see it turn into bits and bytes and fly over towards the screen, appear. The bartender begins making you drink. Moments later, at your table, there's like a grey dust of nanobites and stuff appear, and your drink just rises from the grounds in front of you. She walks off. And then turns around and goes, "Sorry, you wanted something."
Oh, please. I'm terribly sorry to impose. And it's just that we're looking for a woman who may or may not have come here today. I don't suppose you've seen anyone by the description. We're meant to meet her here, and it is of the utmost importance.
She uses the the arm that's actually free, the one lower, to reach up and scratch her chin. And as she looks at you, see that her eyes are mismatched. Her hair's a bit scraggly. She's wearing a blue waitress uniform with pauldrons that seem to be filled with lights of some sort. And you see they're plugged into many mutation cybernetics up on her back of her spine on the upper neck. And she just, as they glow, she looks and goes, "No, I'm sorry. I see a lot of people that come through. Sorry, darling."
No, not trouble. Thank you. I thank you for your service. And your wonderful bar. You really have done wonders here.
Thanks. And then she walks off. At that moment, your comms device, in this setting, your comms device would be very similar to the Expanse. It's a thin strip of plastic that projects a hologram from that. It looks like a thin strip of plastic, but inside that there is nanotech. However, your comms device lights up, Alia.
Oh, my space comms. I'll open it, I guess. This could be her. Shush, 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 shush. Just like shushes the other two, especially the guy in the space helmet. What was his name again? Everest.
Everest gives a thumbs up as he crosses out everything on this crossword puzzle.
Hello.
Hello?
Yes. You are. You're speaking with. I need to look at my own name now. Alia, Eritrea, Isabeau, Onkrog. It's a pleasure. Is this Celeste?
It is. You're the one looking for... I believe it was a first officer for your ship?
Oh, you sound frightfully exotic. Yes. Formalities first. I am in need of someone to help me. Yes. You said first officer. That would be wonderful.
Well, yes, it's a role I've had for a while, but I think I would be a good fit for your crew. There is a small problem. I have some things that I really need to take care of before I'm able to leave for an extended period of time. I was hoping it might be something you could help me with. I know it's a strange request for a prospective employer, but you're an uncle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, actually, third sire.
You are the
main
House of
branch,
Honor?
actually. Yes.
Well, I have something that I would hope that you could help me with. Could I meet you, maybe? We could discuss?
Oh, we'd love to. We're at this bar, actually. Here, let me ping you the location. The space location.
I have space received it.
I got it, actually. Space leave receipts. Let's go. Yes, please, pop in. It'd be lovely to meet you in person. I'm sure that the boys would be more than happy to assist. Crew is small and growing, but the ship's in good order. It's seen better days, but Uncle class keep you comfortable.
Fantastic. It doesn't appear it's too far. I'll be there soon. And
Right.
she hangs up.
Peace, Nora. Oh, she's coming. She's space coming.
Why is this a thing?
So good, swap.
Blame Adrian. It's ruined everything.
So good.
Okay, so what do the three of you do while you wait for Celeste to arrive at Mercury's Fall?
Nerves
the
to look
slot
around and
machines?
drink.
No. What was that, Adrian?
Are there slot machines?
There are. Just so you know, I did want to roll for starting credits. I totally forgot to do that in session 0 because I'm that that's me.
Ed. Sorry. I don't know where that came from either. I should have said space dickhead.
Alright, so yeah, in the Shattered Worlds they use CCs, just known as credits. People call them CCs. I'm going to say that all of you start with 5,000 CCs.
I think it should be a quid. A quasi-unit intergalactic domination. Denomination.
Roll.
They're known. They're known
50,000, yeah?
5D.
I rolled 40.
Yeah, so
There's a bit of variation in that.
the
You
Rust
say
Monster.
50,000.
How did the Rust Monster roll?
I am the
Well,
Rust
selected
Monster,
the ship.
apparently.
We have multiple rust monsters rolling.
No, I only rolled 4 at first. I rolled another one. Twice as the Rust Monster.
Oh, there isn't like an inventory thing for money.
We've all got similar cashies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost
No,
like
the-
averages work in a way.
Is it?
Except for Ardo.
Yeah, that's. I'm just gonna I think we need to just.
You have
Put
to
it in the-
activate it in equipment.
Yeah, so they're known as corpo credits. They're a unit of currency that all the corporations of the Shattered Worlds agree to use. There may be other units of, minor currency on certain planets, but mostly this is accepted and can be converted on any planet. Okay, so Ali, did you want to do anything while you're waiting for Celeste?
Oh yeah, she's going to be grilling the other two. So, where's the most excited place you've ever visited? Have you ever been to a tomb? Trask. Have you ever taken the golden monkey off a pimp and run away from a bowling boulder?
What's a monkey?
A space monkey, sorry.
From Tripeter 7, the space monkeys, or the black ones?
I don't know. Oh, there are monkeys on both. Where are you from? What were you doing before this? You're a very good pilot.
I went to Silver Star Academy. It got hit by a meteorite. It was horrible. There's no survivors except for me.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh yeah, it was tragic. Anyway, space monkeys, you were saying?
Yes, I was just wondering if Trask here had ever been attacked by a horde of them. He seems like a travel type.
Oh, have you been attacked by a horde of space monkeys?
We're really going to entertain this line of conversation.
As long as she's paying the drinks, I'm entertaining any conversation she wants to have.
Oh yes, please, let me pay. It would be the least I could do.
Alright, fair
Get
enough.
as many as you like. So, Mr. Trask, what did you say your field was again? Don't get me wrong, I'm frightfully excited to have you on board, and I don't want you to think I'm questioning you, but I would just like some input.
Yeah. Well, I'll make sure you don't get lost. And if you do, I'll make sure you find your way home again.
Ah, yes, of course. And you're in control of the pedals. And great job, please. And make sure that you take good care of the ship when you're behind the wheel. It's a family heirloom, you know. We've all got to do it. Rite of passage, gap year, all that.
Oh yeah, I'm already. I've become one with the ship already, as they say.
You know, there's a big scrape down the side. It looks like someone stopped putting on it. When my great cousin decided she was going to hire the shittest pilot in the Shattered Realms, it didn't go very well. Got drunk and tried to fly through an asteroid field, laughing all the way.
I would never get drunk and then fly, and as it takes another big swig of beer.
Yes, I know, space beer.
Well, flying through an asteroid field drunk and coming out with a scratch, that's pretty much a better pilot than you give him credit for.
Yes, except it wasn't really an asteroid field, more an asteroid. And, you know, they tell it better. I'll tell you one day.
At this point, Celeste. As the space Uber arrives outside outside Mercury's Falls, you exit said mode of transport, and above you the rippling lights from the city's guard, the shell around it, like cast this like aurora across the actual sky, and you can see the kind of pale blue horizon of the gas giant, and then blotted out by skyscraper. The gravity out here is low, being that you're not inside a building, and as you step onto the pavement and walk along, you feel that buoyancy as you reach the porch, and as you reach the porch and step in, the door is opened by a bouncer for you, who immediately looks you up and down, and he's got that kind of ridged brow, the huge arms. You see he's wearing like some sort of mag boots to keep himself down, and as you walk up, he looks you up and down and says, "Nice." Opens the door for you.
Oh, it's quite funny. Did not expect that.
It's nice.
Yeah, I'll head in and look for the person whose photo I saw on the advert.
Okay, yeah, you see them in one corner. They don't have one of the poshest booths in the club, but then again, you look around you, and this is not the most upper class establishment.
Ugh, maybe I chose the wrong people. I head over.
Okay, yep. And the rest of you see Celeste approaching.
I think that's her.
You
Be
must
quiet.
be Alia?
Yes, I'll stand up and give a deep bow. Please, at your service. Aria, Isabeau, Atreya, Onkun. Thank you so much for responding to my advert.
It's not a problem. Celeste, of course.
This
I
is
sit?
my pilot, Everest, and my explorer, Trask.
If you want to see the
Pleasure to meet you
cockpit
both.
at some point, that can be arranged.
Yeah, I'm not really
I'd rather
sure why
not,
she keeps
thank you.
doing that. My name's Tane.
Ah,
hello, Tane.
I'm so sorry.
Hello. And your work? I mean, apart from your name, you're here because...
Alia
she
had
did
put an advert out?
Yeah, she's applied for the job. Our last crew member.
Ah, right.
Present to you boys our first.
Mhm.
What do you call it?
Space
I
mate.
said, sure. I believe you were looking for a first officer. Is that not correct?
No, quite right. Yes. Someone to, tie all the laces together.
Exactly. And I can help with this. It is a job I have held for a while. But as I say, I have a few things that I need to deal with before I'm able to leave here properly for an extended period. And it is why I come to you.
Well,
How
I'm
long is
sure
that
we can
going
lend
to
a
take?
hand.
I'm sorry, 10 was it? I missed what you said.
Yeah.
Trask.
How long is that going to take?
I honestly do not know. It's complicated and a lot to ask of someone, I must say.
Yeah, maybe you could quit beating around the bush and just tell us how long it's going to take.
Honestly, I do not know. My father, he was murdered. At least, I believe he was.
Oh, that sucks. Sorry.
It's dreadful.
Thank you. It's
A real downer.
Did he deserve it, though?
no, I do not think so. I was never
Alright.
particularly close to him, especially, but he was not a bad man. I'm here really to help my mother. You see, the reason I think he was killed and not it's his business partner. My mother, she knows. We all knew that my father, he owns a large company, and he willed it to her that she would be his sole heir on his death. But upon my father's death, it came to light that his will had seemingly changed within the last month to name his business partner as his sole heir. We know this can't be true, that he would not leave it to anyone but my mother. I hired some people to do some digging, and we think it's correct. He was murdered and the will was falsified. I've heard from my contacts that the will is on his business partner's pleasure barge. It's in orbit currently. I was hoping that, you being an uncle, as she kind of faces towards Alia, you are from the House of Honor, if I'm not mistaken. A great dishonor has occurred here, and I really, really would like your help if we could. Well, I was hoping maybe we could go to his pleasure barge and perhaps find this wheel, the original wheel.
Oh, you poor thing. Of course, we know anything. You know, I feel like we've got some kind of connection, and you would really serve well on the ship. You guys don't mind, do you? Won't take as long as an audit.
Yep, as we get out of here, that's fine with me.
Oh, I sure wouldn't mind infiltrating a pleasure barge.
Oh, yes, it's going to be terribly exciting. It's actually on my list of things to do. Infiltrate another spacecraft.
You,
Yes,
you know
that's
how
the
to?
exciting part.
You think you can do it? That's such wonderful news. Thank you so much. So much.
Well-
It truly means a lot to me.
Quick question. Do you anticipate that we could do it with sneakiness and not fighting? You see, I would rather guns not drawn.
I would hope so. I wouldn't want to add any more blood to this. All I want is to find the original copy of my father's will, just so my mother, she can have what's rightfully hers.
Oh, what a worthwhile cause. Yes, anything, and we could leave right away. And if you're happy to join our crew afterwards, excellent. Anything you say.
Yes, I will. I worked for my father's company, and my mother, she plans to sell it when she inherits, so I will obviously need to find new work. And I think it is time now that I take my leave of this place.
Would you like to leave straight away?
I am ready. Yes, I can travel.
Right. She'll jump up. Boys, have you finished your dogs?
Looks like it.
Morbius disappears into the spacesuit. Yeah.
Let me show you to the dock. You'll love her, honestly. She's been in the family for years, but she's... What's the class of ship we have?
Sorry?
What's the class of ship we have?
What did you say, Rocket?
Downtrodden.
Downtrodden, yeah. Why not?
It's the on-call downtrodden class.
Yeah, no. Currently, it does act as a freighter. Right? It's not big, but it was originally used to transport stuff. You don't have guns. You don't have.
Are you
any
happy
big...
for me to just bullshit the the class model and stuff? Yeah,
Of course.
cool. You love it. It's an old freighter, not very spacious. An on-call Eagle class, actually. I think they're moving into antiquity, really.
I haven't heard that for some time, so perhaps.
Let me show you. Come on, you must see it. She dragged you out.
Thank you.
Right, so the group then leaves and moves back towards, assuming, the docks. And as you approach the docks, it is just a maze of scaffolding and girders and all kinds of that typical metallic look around. Like also areas that just rusted. And as you approach the actual docks, you see many ships, like from small 40-footers, from large 400 footers. And as you approach the docks, does anyone want to describe the rust monster? I guess, like...
Well, looks like a rust monster, right? Like, I mean, it's there. It's
It's,
it's still kind of whitish here and there, where it's not rusted, and where it doesn't
Well,
look
it
like
looks-
someone's. Never mind, ladies in company. Shouldn't say that.
mm,
And well, it's got a few holes in it that have been patched, but it holds its air for now. I hope.
It's a bit piss-colored, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a
Look,
little...
also, never mind.
look great.
I wouldn't use the toilet on the main floor. I was on there earlier, and the air doesn't circulate properly anymore. I think the fan's broken, so
Mhm.
I wouldn't use it.
That's good to know. Thank you. I think at least on this model there's 2 restrooms. Hopefully, boys and girls have been separated.
Yes.
Okay, so as you guys approach, you begin climbing out. I can't remember the name of the fucking what I'm trying to think of. You know, the scaffolding that leads up to a ship.
Gantry.
Thank you. That's the damn word I was trying to remember. Yes. As you head up the gantry, the spiraled gantry, you enter the elevator, which connects to your airlock, and enter the rust monster, on which we can see on screen. We want to thank Rocket for doing this. Kinda.
Very good.
I thanked Rocket, but he said, "Yeah, you should probably thank someone else." But
It was mostly a lot of photoshopping, stealing other people's floor plans, and then photoshopping it into the correct places.
Looks good though.
Those look pretty big.
Looks like an Among Us map.
so we can see the rust monster on screen. Pretty awesome ship. Although it has been patched up in several
This
places.
is its diagram from its original configuration when it was first launched, hence the color differences and stuff.
Okay,
A way to
yeah.
explain the fact that I could only get it. Well, I couldn't get it in the same skin as I had the original picture from.
Yeah, that's fair enough. See it from the side at the bottom, well, in its original configuration before it had bullet holes. Okay, so you guys, I'm assuming, enter into the ship and head to the lounge.
Well, yeah, I assume into the lounge now quickly to workstations to get out of here. But we might have to wait to be allowed to undock. I don't know how long that takes here.
Well, fly off as long as you have permission, and it doesn't take that long. Once you radio in or comms in, you're allowed to leave within 20 minutes.
I'll radio in before we start discussing stuff, so we're set to leave right away.
Alright. Yeah, so leaving the moon doesn't take that long. Once you're in air, you're in orbit within a couple of minutes. And once in orbit, you can see that there's like hundreds of ships. Like, not moored, but stationary here.
It's mold.
Everest, was it?
Yes.
I have the transponder code for the ship, if that helps you.
I'll get us close once we start. I assume we want to plan before we approach.
Oh, I hope so.
We wouldn't
Do you
crash
have a
this
plan?
party, literally.
Oh,
Have you done this before?
Gone on a pleasure barge. Yes. Stole something from it. No.
yeah, usually there's two from you, right?
Oh yeah, those prizes are. And I haven't even been to the nice ones.
Mm-hmm. Well, can we get going? I mean, we can discuss on the way, right?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
good then.
oh,
You seem to be in quite the hurry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've noticed that ever since you boarded the ship, you seem to be happy to move.
Your observations are amiss.
Yeah, I got a bit
Just
space
move.
sick, maybe. Getting an ill stomach on the good old flight. I get it.
No, I've been antsy to go for days now.
Space ADHD?
What?
Nothing. Anyway, just wait. Feel free to, weigh anchor and all that whenever you're ready, Mr. Everest.
Yeah, sure. I'll raise it figuratively, and he starts phoning in and going, This is Everest arrive with the rust monster. Call sign what's the call sign? And he goes through a note block. R467. It's the shitty looking one. We have the piss colored one.
A tinny voice comes through the speaker. Who the fuck is this?
Everest arrive with the rust monster.
Yeah, I heard that part, but who the fuck are you?
What do you mean?
How did you get this signal?
Oh shit! I didn't switch the frequency yet. You. What are you wearing?
I'm sorry, but that fucking killed me. You hear the silence, the radio crackles, and then it just goes dead.
Wrong frequency. It turns it a bit, and does the whole phoning in thing again, and requests permission to leave.
Roger, Ross Monster, you have permission to leave. Enjoy your travels. Remember, radio in when you get to the arc gate. Line up, be peaceful.
I've stood in queues all my life!
T-34, out.
And he starts the engines.
Quick question: is music meant to be playing?
Yes.
Is it audible for anyone else?
I hear music.
Okay, I'll reload then.
Oh,
There's slight sci-fi music. However,
you want
the ship does take off, and it's, like I said, in orbit with many, many others. In the distance, perhaps we're talking a few thousand kilometers away, you can see the distant light of the arc gate. Most of the traffic up here is that way. Then as you pass over one side of the moon, the great Tempeton city below you rushing by, you see a sunrise. But it's not great, because the Dyson shell here does block a lot of the star's luminosity, and what you do see is a patchwork kind of light source of whiteness and what looks like, I can almost describe as if the sun has a really thin net cast over
it's a dreadfully ugly thing.
it. Fucking Lars! Sorry. Oh, Lars just says in the chat, you wearing pants, Liam?
Well,
What the-
Are you?
I'm not answering that. Space pants. So, what's the plan here, guys? You know, obviously, Slash, you know of the position of this barge.
yep.
So how much political power are you actually pulling, Elia? Can we just drive up to it and say hello? Here's what's my face from?
Oh,
This is
no.
my clan.
Absolutely none. Unfortunately, this is kind of a bit of a rite of passage for me. I need to survive for a year, as far as I can go, really, without using the family name once. It's something we all, unfortunately, have to go through. So, no resistance from Daddy, unfortunately.
It may not help either, because this man he's a criminal, so he won't respect any kind of authority.
So what kind of people does he have on his pleasure barge?
I don't know.
Oh gosh, it does sound like we're going to have to take some kind of weaponry, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
As a backup, I really didn't want to do that.
Bit skittish, right?
No,
This is not a stealth ship, then.
well, it depends on how it's flown, in truth. But I should imagine they'll see us coming.
Is there a way? Well, I don't know the ins and outs, but if we perhaps took a run up from some distance, flew cold and dark for a while, they might not pick us up on the sensors. Maybe we could get close enough that we could maybe shoot across.
We could hide the ship behind a nearby moon or whatnot, wherever the barge is parked, and shuttle in.
That seems like a better solution than suiting in.
So if we suit in, they might not see us coming, but if we are right next to them, they will know. You'd have to be drunk in the cockpit to not see another ship next to you.
Well, it is a pleasure barge. I believe it has fairly minimal flight crew, at least. I suspect there will be some kind of security, but I don't imagine the deck crew is particularly overdone.
Mm-hmm.
We could do the good old emergency signal. Just pretend our shuttle is stranded next to them. They come to investigate, and then we knock out the boarding party.
It's a reasonable idea.
Which I've never done before.
Mm-hmm.
It would make sense. I mean, I believe it is cosmic law that the closest ship must respond.
Oh, criminals can be so unruly.
There is that, the fact that, criminal may not answer the call.
Is it true that all space outlaws have tattoos?
No.
I don't know.
Oh.
Is this relevant to the plan?
No. I guess I'm going to find out anyway.
You must have some kind of plan. Alia, you are of the great Onkrel family.
In truth, I was hoping you'd given some thought to it. Stealth isn't really my forte. I can...
You did say you wanted us to be stealthy, though.
We could bring them here. Absolutely. Or we could... Is it called I don't know what it's called. What's that thing where you turn off all the power and you just aim the ship like an arrow and hope it flings towards where you want to go? Once you're within a certain amount.
That's what I said first.
Ah, yes. Let's try that.
You want to ram them?
Not ram them, but bring us in close. System's fully powered down, so we don't appear on sensors.
And then...
Well, my thought was to suit over, but people didn't like that idea.
Well, we can do it. They'll just... they'll notice that the ship is there at some point.
I don't know.
I'm not sure if they will. You notice not many ships have windows.
It's also called a pleasure barge. I don't know if I was on a pleasure barge if I'd be spending much time looking out the window.
Well, I'm not saying they'll look out of the window. I think they might check the radar.
I guess they could also be smushed up against it.
As I said, with the systems fully powered down, then we will not have a particularly large signal on radar. We should appear as space debris.
Can you imagine that? One large criminal manhandling you from behind and you're up against the window and you're like, oh, Terry, look, a ship.
I haven't had those fantasies in a long time.
What's wrong, Celeste?
I just did not expect that.
That's what happens on
Interesting
pleasure barges, right?
crew here.
And naivete breeds strange thoughts sometimes.
Okay, so let's assume we get
interesting
on
ones.
the... Let's assume we get on the pleasure barge. What do we do?
I need to find the original wheel.
Do you have an inkling of where it could be on the ship?
I would suspect in his office, but I don't know exactly. This is the most my contacts could find out.
Okay, can we get like some schematics for the ship class or something so we know roughly what the layout's like, even if it's going to look a bit different than usual on the inside, at least we know roughly where structural things are, decks and stuff. Generally, that's
I
what
gave
you do before you go
Everest
somewhere
the,
unknown.
transponder code. I think that should hold. He should be able to at least search the information of the ship class from it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, are we going to
Well.
get our first roll?
Everest?
Okay.
Everest, can you make an intellect check?
Intellect check. Okay, I can.
Do you have any assets or skills that will help this roll?
I don't think it's a navigation check, so or piloting skill, so unlikely. Let's see. No, I don't. But I
I'd argue that piloting could relate to identifying other ships.
And presumably this game is about doing that, like arguing the toss, but those skills cover that thing.
That is true. I know something about ships.
That'd ease the skill check down to level 4.
Level 4. Edge just means that effort costs me 1 less, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend 3 intellect points then. I don't have an edge in intellect.
No, difficult. That reduces the difficulty to 3.
Okay. That means I have to roll above a 9.
A roll above a 9.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, a 16. So yeah, so Celeste, you actually gave Everest
the transponder code, so
Yeah.
like the ship locator beacon,
Mhm.
which should hopefully have the ship type information
So-
and stuff as well.
Everest, you head straight to the bridge and immediately jump in your seat. So comfortable. You begin typing away and looking out into the area around you and send out a long-range sensor, looking specifically for those transponder codes. After 30 minutes goes by, it does return, and immediately on the holographic screen arrives this long but thick but wide ship. Sleek in design, as in it's quite flat, with the bridge poking up at the front and protruding out like a beak. It has 4 main fusion engines and 2 minor at the rear. It's a fast ship as well. Immediately, the schematics come back to you. There is a large area at the front for crew, an area at the back for loading, and it's a loading bay, and an area in the center for pleasure. It's got a dance floor, as far as you can tell, and either side of the dance floor, 2 raised areas for seating, facing down towards the... You begin, you with your fingers pinched, you begin zooming out, zooming in, trying to find where an office could be. You can't see, it seems to see one. Very peculiar. There are definitely areas of the ship that are dark. You just assume that that's engine. Working part.
Right?
I show the stuff to the others.
Okay, so
that's the dance floor. I assume that's where they keep the prostitutes.
Well, I forgot to tell you, the details do come back as the Astral Destiny. That is the name.
oh, how pretentious.
Most criminals are pretty pretentious.
Yeah, well, so where do you reckon we're gonna find this will then, Celeste?
I
Where'd you
assumed
keep
he
it if
would-
you're on a pleasure barge? In a safe, maybe somewhere in a bedroom?
Perhaps he would probably want to keep it close to him somewhere, hence why I assumed an office. I heard he spends a lot of time here, so I assumed he would have a working office here as well. But if not, maybe just be a comms device in his room that he works from. So, as you say, a safe in his room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Thought. So you know who you are.
He is aware of me, yes.
Unfortunate.
He probably hasn't seen me since I was very small, so he probably wouldn't recognize me.
Well, it's a risk that we might probably not want to take, or maybe we do, but, you know. What's the best way to go undercover on a pleasure barge, right?
Have to keep it very low key, I suppose.
So
Mhm.
once we're on, we'll just pretend to be customers, or
Oh, that'll work for you and me. Probably.
that'd be an equal opportunity pleasure barge.
Are they ever?
That's not which part of space you're in.
I think this may be his personal pleasure badge, so as a customer, may be difficult.
Oh. I can pretend to be a prostitute, but I haven't worked out in a while, truth be told.
I'm not familiar with his proclivities, so I don't know if he would be into that.
Right, well, sounds like we best just wing it then.
Oh, that's exciting.
The map does show 3 air hatches. Get in. There's a loading bay. The hangar is depressurized, and the doors are opened to load in cargo. And then there are 2 entrances for guests either side of the ship to dock.
Right, well, we could go in as guests, but then obviously we'd be announcing our presence. That might not be good if he recognizes you somehow. Do you have any... Let me have a look at you. And he, like, looks over, so let's see if you have any, like, things that would be obvious from childbirth, like, you know, birthmarks or a mole somewhere in a particular place or something like that.
Nothing that's on show.
Did your father also have this accent? Can you pretend to have a normal people accent?
Oh, don't be stalking.
I don't know what you mean, sorry. My father has more of a moon accent than I do. I've been away for some time, so my accent differs.
Okay, no reason to change that then.
Well, your suggestion earlier of, posing as someone, perhaps instead of a customer, maybe a staff member or something would be better.
What, you think he doesn't know his own stuff?
Oh, rich people never know their own
Probably
stuff.
his close personnel, yes, but bartenders, drinks carriers, people like this, he would probably dismiss, not take too much notice of.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I can pretend to be a barkeeper. I make a mean vodka coke.
Sure, I could do
No.
something.
What you have in mind?
Honestly, I just wanted to be part of the conversation. I could bartend or waitress. Waitress, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I always
You
thought
would
I'd be a
probably
waitress.
be the most apt to fit in on a pleasure badge. No offense.
I'm none taken because I don't know what you mean.
Well, you are an attractive woman, so you would not be out of place there.
The waitress is attractive.
On pleasure badges, generally, yes.
Well, thank you for the compliment. I didn't know that. I thought they would, have more of an aesthetically neutral hiring policy. I must talk to them.
Right. Yeah. So if you want to be part of the conversation, be part of the conversation, okay?
Right, well. Oh, I can't say that. That was a mannerism of a very old character. Right, well. Oh.
It's just become
Just
top
turns
now.
up on the ship. Aha, it is I, Halia.
Actually,
Have
he's
you heard
actually
of
the
me?
enemy. Yeah, he's the criminal.
So the plan is to just...
Do you have any maybe maintenance uniforms on here or something? Overalls, perhaps?
Liam, do we?
Yes, like overalls, yeah, like kind of the plain grey overalls used in the engine room, of course.
Yes. In the engine room, I've got plenty of sets.
Perhaps you two could fit in as, crew members, engineer maybe? Myself and Alia more on the pleasure side of things.
If I'm going to do a convincing job, I should probably go in as a mechanic. I actually know bits and bobs.
Yeah. Sure, you're a mechanic. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm a mechanic too. We're all mechanics here.
I mean, that one makes sense.
I'm not.
I
Yeah, that
actually
makes
have
sense
several degrees in astroengineering. So, yes, I am.
Yeah, and if you want to have this whole conversation, which is kind of awkward with me now, imagine what it's going to be like when someone just sees you there and it's like, hey, do you want to come to my room? And you're like, no, actually, I have a few degrees in engineering. I'm sure it's going to go great.
Where would the waitresses go to their room?
Well, I don't know. I might mistake you for something else there.
Not like a waiter? That's rude.
No.
Okay, I think I'm starting to favor of just ringing it.
But I said from the start, could have been there half an hour ago at this pace.
Let's go.
Alright.
Mechanic
I
is.
think we have,
wait.
an outline of a plan at least.
Really?
Do we not?
Ooh.
It's like one of those kids shows. We put on funny uniforms and a fake mustache, and then we'll scurry right in and out.
So, can I not take a gun?
Yes, somewhat like that. It might be wise to have something as a backup in case things do go wrong.
So I should take a gun.
It's a criminal ship. Everyone's gotta have a gun.
Okay.
I will be taking one.
Mm-hmm.
Goes over to like a little chest on the bridge and opens it and like flinches as she picks up something inside, and you just hear her, I am loaded.
Does that thing have like a non-vocal option?
No, it doesn't. Hello, let me introduce myself. I am Terence.
Right. Well,
A self-automated smart pistol. I am here for your convenience.
But you wanted to do this as a stealth.
she did also mention it wasn't really her forte,
Right.
so fair enough.
That's why I was a little reticent to bring it in the first place. Be careful and make sure the safety's on.
Now that's a sentence you hear on a pleasure barge.
Honestly, he was my father's, and he worked quite well once, and then I think he dropped him in the bath or something. There are
I think
7
it would be
rounds
best
in the
if
clip.
you left that one here.
Yeah, Terrence might want to sit this one out.
Trust me, it's better than the other one. And she reaches down and picks up this fat sniper rifle, but the moment she touches it, it's like, I will annihilate.
Look, you do that on a shotgun, fair enough, but what the hell?
Where do
Yeah,
you buy
well-
your guns?
Yes, I think my family was so
Also,
stable
you have
by
several
that.
degrees in engineering, which haven't figured out how to just take out the speaker.
I would love to. Trust me. But I'm under oath. These are, again, relics of my family.
Seems like the relics in your family kind of shit, no offense. I mean, I'm thankful for the shit, but still.
That's why having a family makes you a sucker.
Keep me clean, and I'll cut spleens.
I like that gun.
Yeah, so, probably sniper rifle, high caliber, and a reasonably sized ship might not want to do that one either.
No, it's not really concealable either. Plus, it has a nasty habit of discussing someone's flaws as I walk past.
Well, I'll just prepare the ship to do what's that? Full speed into full stop into all engines off maneuver.
That one's a
Maybe
drunk.
not full speed, but
You mean reverse burn?
That's what we called it at the academy.
Wow, how did you even get into space? Okay, so as you approach the Astral Destiny, it's very obvious as you approach from a distance of signs of life. You can see lights along the ship, and yes, you say ships shouldn't have windows, but this thing was built not for space travel, but for keeping itself in orbit. And as you approach, you see on the left of the ship there is a docked shuttle. On the right, the hatch is free. But on approach, you are hailed by the Astral Destiny, and you hear a feminine voice come through. Y'all here for the party?
Yes, this is Captain McFinley of the Rust Bunker.
Okay, this is an intellect check. You are lying here. So, go on. You need to lie against this pilot, level 4.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm gonna just edge again.
Alright, you're going to spend some effort.
So this is now 3. I have to beat a 9. Yeah, I don't have anything for lying, really.
No, I didn't think you did.
Okay. Let's
Here we
hope
go.
my luck. Nope.
Oh,
And you don't have an experience to...
y'all are
can
silly.
I kind of like grab the comm essentially?
Yeah, you hear... Oh, the Rust Bucket? I don't think I've heard of that one.
Apologies.
Oh, hello.
Yes, they are here for the party, and as you can see, they've clearly started. This one's been in the cockpit for hours. Please get rid of them for me. We're coming into dock now.
Who am I speaking to?
This is Tara of the Rust Bucket. It is named that. Sorry. He at least has that part right.
I am
Actually, the
going
Rust
to...
ones.
Yeah, I'm actually going to need a... obviously, deception check. An intellect check from you. Because of Everest's failed and bungled attempt, I am increasing the level by 2. So it's level 5 skill now.
Okay. I am trained in all tasks related to lies and deception.
Level 4 then. Did you want to spend any?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So, yeah.
So what does level 4 actually mean? What's he got to roll?
Times it by 3, and that's the target number.
So why couldn't it just be like level 9?
Yeah, it can be level 9, and we'll have to try and ease it with his skills, with his assets, like items,
Yeah.
and then spend some intellect. Anyway, so yeah, this is like level 5 skill. Drop to level 4 from your training, and I guess you've got an edge.
Spend effort. I have 2 edge in intellect.
Fuck, so it would cost you 1
One.
point. Yeah. So you spend 1 point of intellect to reduce it to level 3. And you got it! Dead on! Yeah, well played. Okay, so as you say this, you hear, Tara? Oh, I think I've heard of you. Of course, dock on the, right side of the ship. I couldn't remember what side of the ship. Just pretend
Thank you.
that she would know what that side of the ship was called. She says, once you are in,
So exciting.
head straight to the dance floor. It sounds like you and your friends are ready to party.
Thank you. And yes, I think they've done enough partying, but no doubt they'll continue. We're coming in now.
Okay. Alright, so
Comm. You can take it in now.
I am dropping tokens on the map.
Well, if we're here as customers, I'd hope so.
Your fire
quite
time is
the
down by
diamond,
13% this week.
Yo, what's down by 13%? I missed that.
Your fire time.
Fire time.
Alright, so can you see down here, guys?
No, I do not own a token with vision permission in this scene or something like that.
Same. Yeah, all black.
I don't know how to do that. Vision permission. What?
I can't remember exactly what it said, but something along those lines. You don't have a token with vision in this scene or something.
She just dragged your token out. But I'll quickly have a look. Oh, okay. Can you see now?
Yes.
Oh, that was stupid of me. That was my mistake.
Also, I think in space it doesn't really matter which side's called which. Everything's starboard when you're in space, right?
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so you should all have vision. You're currently, as your ship docks, you enter into the air hatch. As it depressurizes, the door in front of you slides open, revealing a long corridor. As you walk in, immediately you're approached by an android, dressed all in white, very androgynous, and it looks you up and down. I see that you have come in cosplay.
He's into that.
Yes.
Why
I like
else?
to pretend to be an engineer and then slowly get undressed as I work on the washing basin.
Ew. Anyway, why
Ew.
else would you come dressed in such filthy clothes?
Exactly as you said.
Celeste coughs.
She's not looking at you. Anyway,
Still wearing the overalls.
no, I'm assuming that you didn't wear the overalls and you abandoned
We did
that
wear the
plan.
overalls.
I think we ditched that as we went with the very freeform plan that is now occurring.
Yeah, so as you step into the ship, you see immediately there's like a door to your left. Not sure what it is, but it's got like a weird oaken look to it. Very kind of personal.
I would like to use an ability then, if possible.
Okay, yeah.
How the hell do you even send this shit? Pay pool points, open item sheet, archive item. None of that is helpful.
What are you
What are
trying
you
to
trying
say?
to do?
Well, just click an ability just so it like pops up. Is that not a thing in this?
No.
Okay, that's less than helpful, but I would like to use my scan ability. What? He's done it?
I just clicked it to see what would happen, sorry.
That's alright. That doesn't even have the description in that one.
Oh well, so you're using your scan ability, yeah?
Yes.
And scan. Scan a 10-foot cube, right? Including all objects in that area.
Objects and creatures.
Ready what it does? Can you do me a favour and roll a stealth check so that you are not noticed doing?
Yes, I can.
Assuming you're trained?
In stealth,
Yes.
yes, I am.
Level 2. Okay, yep. You immediately, like, as you walk in, walk towards the door, like, step to the left to let Everest in behind you, in, like, quite his bulky suit, right? And as you step there, you brush your hand and immediately scan. In a 10-foot cube behind that door, you note that there is the obvious electronics running through the walls. Feel the kind of the insulation and the power, and then you feel and scan the rug beyond the door. Get like a brief image of the rug. Underneath the rug, you get the image of the sensor that would go off if you were to step in there. And you see briefly the edge of a marble deck.
Good to know.
The android steps.
That was which one? Sorry,
scan.
the one to the left.
Yeah, the one to the
Oh,
left.
sorry. I'm just playing with the cheat.
So yeah, the android turns when it stands near the door to your right. Sorry, the large double doors, and then she opens them and aims towards the stairs beyond. If you would, And immediately you hear the sounds of classical music and the low hum of chatter. Here, on the dance floor, there are people mingling. You'd say in this hall there's probably about 20 people. Socialites, all people in suits, dresses. You can see some people with enhancements. However, Celeste, to the right of the hall, you see Kerry Lowe talking with two women either side of a large marble desk. Behind him, you can see he has...
Do you mean her, or do you mean Hugh?
No, Kerry Lowe is a male.
Oh, well, when I asked you earlier, you said his name was Hugh.
Hugh is the vice...
Sure.
See what I'm... Yeah.
Gotcha.
And he has his personal holographic device on the table, and you see he's playing some sort of image, showing them, and the two women either side of him laugh. But as you walk in, obviously see a huge tree in the center. Artificial light beams down over it, and in the tree there are birds, like actual wildlife.
Well, that is something you don't see every day.
Before we go in, can I just go and take a piss? Where's the
Can
toilet?
I too? Is that alright?
I think one was in game, one was out of game there.
I think he was in game, but I started talking as he said, "Where's the toilet?" So I was like, "How does he not know?"
Yeah. So, Tane,
Idly, sorry.
the android looks at you and points towards the door to the southwest.
Right, be with you in a bit then. And
I
I
assume the opposite is the female.
That is not.
I pretend not to notice that I walk to the wrong door.
As you walk towards it, you see the obvious, like, large metallic door of, like a air hatch. You see the blast doors. She points. Yeah. No, the android says no. The other door.
Oh right, yep, I gotcha. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you enter the unisex toilets.
Mm-hmm. Is this meant to be the toilet room, or is this one more?
Yeah, I had no toilet assets.
Yeah.
Other than fantasy holes in the ground, I had nothing on Dungeon Draft to represent fantasy toilets.
Yeah, so I'll just go in and take a piss.
Yeah.
These aren't
this one here
fantasy
must
toilets.
be the ladies then? Oh,
Yeah.
He just said the unisex toilets, so yeah.
Yeah, they are unisex.
Yeah, no, I know it was unisex. But the
yeah.
android didn't say that. Liam said that. I'm trying to angle for another door, like you.
Yeah.
Must be this one then.
Okay, so the moment you go to open that door, the android does walk towards you. No. And walks and closes the door.
Oh, my apologies. Where are they? This one? I point to the other closed door.
No, and she points back towards the toilets. That way.
That is where he went.
Indeed.
Where is the ladies?
They are both ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my apologies.
What year
I'll
were
head
you
in
born in?
Different planets, different rules.
And you notice the android locks that door that you bumped into and opened.
What did I catch a glimpse of? As I
yeah, so you catch the glimpse of an office.
An office, okay.
Yeah, like, you know, the marble desk. You notice that, though you looked in, there are no electronic, like, his personal holographic device is on his person. So that's like having a laptop, you know, with all your details. He's got it on him. So you look in and you don't see any of that, and you see obviously, no paper or nothing, no document. You see no drawers. It was just a quick glance that it was an office. He had like a painting on the wall behind his desk.
Are you insinuating that it might be on his personal tablet?
That probably is, being that this is space, and they don't tend to deal much in paper.
No, but he could have had like a data vault or something with it.
You could have, but you've seen evidence of that yet.
Okay, good to know. I will force urinate.
Okay. Okay, so Everest, what are you doing while the other two are in the toilet?
Do you see anything?
I think
I-
the one opposite is his office.
All right, cool.
I start mingling.
Okay, so the first person you begin to mingle with is a male of probably about 7 foot tall, very elongated limbs and legs. He's wearing a very very like nice fitting suit, and he looks down. I don't recognize you.
Oh, I'm not well known around this part of the galaxy. We've had quite the flight behind us.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Graham
I'm McFinley.
McFinley. Why do I know that name?
Oh, you might have heard I've been in some space races.
Oh, not into the races. But McFinley, what do you think of the new import to the Eye? We're gonna earn a lot of money there.
Oh, I've already planned what to do with it.
Wonder what those Imperial bastards want with it, eh? Money's money.
And the more the better, I always say.
Of course, of course. Why are you wearing the suit?
I thought it was a costume party.
Ah, he like slaps your helmet. You silly.
It does what?
No, that's on Tuesdays.
It is really hard to keep the date in space.
Spacey.
Well, I guess it is, but try to abide by the Terran rules. It just keeps things simpler, does it not?
Oh. Now where's our
Hello there. Slap him on the back.
Ah! E. He looks you up and down. You're...
Not at the costume party.
Of
Fuck.
course. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's... You guys should have arrived 3 days ago on Tuesday. It's... and you know...
Told you it would have been a better party if we went before, but no, you're all like, no, I have stuff to do that day. Ah, fuck it. Where's a drink?
I didn't know we'd get stuck in the queue before the
Yeah,
game for that long.
Sure. Where's a drink?
He points towards he points towards one of like the hatches. Says points towards the digipad. Type your order in.
Oh my goodness, this is frightfully exciting.
Yeah, so
As we
Alia.
come,
Okay, you carry on.
so I go with Ali. That's fine.
Yeah, as Alia's walking up and wandering this way, you seem to have caught the eye of the man at the graphic tablet at the marble table on the right, and he turns and kind of dismisses the two people and strides towards you, Alia.
Good morning. Good evening. Peace and honor be upon you and your family.
You sound frightfully imperial.
She's completely forgotten what anyone had said at the start as to whether we're... yes, I spent some years in amongst Terrans.
Yes. What bores, eh? Rules? Laws? Anyway, and he grabs your hand, lifts you up, places one hand on top of the other. And as he does, you feel like a slight shock. Then he brings his hands back and says, I am Harry Loaf. And the man himself is chiseled features, maybe in his mid-40s, a salt and pepper goatee, and shaved head. He has the telltale signs on the side of his head of cybernetics. You can see the black lines leading to all of the different parts he has.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Loaf. I am Aliyah.
Aliyah. Beautiful name. Well, welcome to my barge. Make yourself at home.
Thank you. This is your barge. It's quite wonderful.
It is. It belongs to me and my brother.
Ah, I must thank him too. Would he be in attendance at the party?
Would he? No, well... well, I invited him and he's been such a bore lately.
Probably spent too much time amongst Terrans.
Yes. Well, without Terrans, we wouldn't earn that much money, would we?
No, right you are. I would love a tour at some point. Sure that I wouldn't want to impose upon you as such a busy man, but
Well,
if you had a moment,
how about you stay around till 18th sunset? Then... Count.
which you know what that is, but I know what that is.
Probably.
What is it?
Well, because of the position you're in around the gas giant, of course you get sunsets quite often.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Yes, I would love to. Thank you. I will leave you. You are a busy man.
Hmm?
And I would wish to admire your wonderful barge. Good evening.
God's dismissing you, and then steps back to the table.
Hey guys.
And I'll walk over with drinks in my hand for them. Just
Mhm.
walk over. And so pretending to be a bumbling oaf. It's like almost knock one of them over as I hand them out. Like, hey, go, let's get the party going. Come on. What did you find out?
I booked a tour with the owner of the barge. He's going to show you around at some point. I might see if there's anything there of use in perhaps an office you mentioned.
I
You
think
can sip of the drink, you just give it out and like spits it out like, what is this?
He just laughed loudly.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we saw the office before. It's probably not there. That's what you said, right?
I didn't see anything that looked like it's making no data cube, nothing, no vault, nothing like this. It may be on himself, on his personal data pad, or it could be elsewhere. But I don't think
Mhm.
it's there.
Well, look what's happening. Told you. You know, could have pretended to be here for some other reason, and that's exactly what's happening. You're invited to a private tour. Well done.
Okay, wait one moment. At that precise moment as you are talking, you will hear the far door hiss open. Something walks in with a very heavy footfall. Everyone turns and laughs, and you hear, "Oh no, here they come, the security drones." And then you all freeze and look over. Beyond the tree, a very large human-sized drone begins to basically stomp its way across the dance floor, turning with mechanical accuracy towards everyone, scanning them up and down with red lights as their IDs begin showing. I'm going to do a GM intrusion as one of the security drones stops, stares straight at Celeste, and looks up at her. Red, one single eye blazes a holographic light. Do you accept?
That's how you get experience. So, I just auto gave that to Alia, but there you go, Alia, have experience.
Thank you.
Okay, so as the drone appears, for some reason the drone isn't set up properly. We'll get to what happens with this GM intrusion in a second.
And then at this point, could we honor Todd's request of actually going to take a piss?
Yes, we can have a 5-minute break, but can we have the GM intrusion first, please?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Second, I'm just trying to sort out the token. There you go. The hell? For some reason, it's just... Creatures, drone, done. There you go. Yeah, so as it scans you, Celeste, you've accepted the GM intrusion, and it takes a step back, and that's when you notice the cybernetics on the side of Harry Loeb's head light up briefly. He picks up his holographic tablet and begins to walk towards the northern side of the ship. Everyone's like laughing, drones do this thing. They seem to be taking the piss out of it. And then as he begins to leave, the thing goes. Both guns aim at Celeste.
I'll just put a hand on his shoulder. Hey, buddy, why don't you be such a party pooper, huh?
Aims one gun at you, keeps the other aimed on Celeste.
Look, that's not nice. What's going on? We're just trying to have a drink.
The android from behind puts its hands on the back of Celeste's shoulder and says, "Let's not make a scene. If you would come with me, please, you and your friend."
Fine.
Everest is like standing away, pretending not to notice any of this.
Can you make a level 5 stealth check, like intellect? Because you just like this, yeah, because you're wearing the suit as well, like not to be noticed, Everest.
Level 5.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no point. Wait. I have an ability for this.
Oh, okay.
Whenever you receive a GM intrusion, one action you take in response within the next minute gains an asset.
Okay, did you get a GM intrusion though?
I mean, the party got a GM intrusion, didn't it? And I'm having negative consequences because of it.
Okay, alright. So yeah,
So I
level
feel like
4.
this. Level 4, okay. How do I actually... what is this, a speed check?
Yeah, speed, sorry. Stealth can be, depending on what you're doing, speed or... You nearly got another GM intrusion then.
Yeah, that was a close one.
Yeah, okay, so the android kind of says, "Let's not make a scene. Follow me." Begins leading you back towards the office. We'll take our 5-minute break then. Okay, so just as the android has kind of attempted to usher you away from the party, like quietly, while everyone's distracted by the drone, what do you do, Celeste? She's not like letting go of your shoulders, but it's kind of like a firm bum and finger push down, as if if you attempted to escape, she might do something.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to go. She's leading me downwards, I think, right?
Yep.
On the map.
Okay, so yeah. So Everest, did we make you... No, you failed the roll, didn't you? So you are being hosted too. And you, Alia, as well.
As Everest gets dragged out or rooted out, I guess, he says, "Sorry, fellas, looks like the suit is preventing the scan. I'll clear this right up and we'll continue talking about the races."
Graham does say, "Of course, see you soon, McKinley." Or McFinley, I can't quite remember, but we'll see you soon.
Don't be moved.
Neither can I.
Where are we going then? Sorry?
To the office. The drone is following slowly.
Oh, the drone's coming as well. That's a pain in the dick. I thought he was staying there. You didn't describe that when you fucking told me, did you?
Well, the drone wasn't moving because the others hadn't moved yet. So, like Everest was waited and it followed behind. Anyway, the drone does sit on the seat behind the desk, crosses her legs. Explain yourselves, please. And the drone throws forward a hologram image of Celeste. At the turning it, and all of this.
Before we get too far into this,
okay.
As we come into this room, I want to use an ability if possible.
Okay, yeah. Come on.
Erase memories.
Okie dokie. Let me put it.
Well, that's what Easy used to be able to do.
Yeah. Alright. You need to make a check.
Okay. I am trained in this, and I will put effort into it.
Alright, and it costs 1 as well to activate.
Yep. It's in there.
So you've reduced it from... You've lowered it by 2 levels, yeah?
2 levels, yeah.
So you needed a 3, went from 5 to 4 to 3. So you needed a 9. Or a 10.
Excellent.
Yeah. So as you're walking that way, you do erase the memories of the android, I'm assuming? Or the drone?
No, I think I'm going to do the drone, because that's the one that's kind of flagged it.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you do that as you walk along, and as the rest of you are...
I might even just do it twice. I'll do it on the drone as we're walking, and then when we get into the room, do it on the guards thing, or the android thing.
Right, yeah, so as you get in, she does say, "What's going on here?" And she does go to access the drone's memory, and flings up goes to fling up a hologram, nothing happens. She says...
Oh, okay, maybe we can just leave it like this then?
Yeah, and then she just looks towards the drone, looks towards you all, and says...
It looks to be defect.
It's not defective, it just does not have the memory anymore. He stands. What did you do?
What do you mean?
I was trying to drink this, do you mind?
My security drones never fail.
That's good to know. I'm glad
I
we're
mean,
protected and safe. That doesn't explain why you've brought us in here.
If you had waited 5 minutes longer, that's what I would have said to the pleasure girls. Which I would really like to get back to before I launch a complaint.
You see the android, if she could show frustration, she would. But the shutters of her eyes blink. Nods, you may return to the party, sorry. Disturbance.
Let's just hope it doesn't happen again.
Cheers, lass.
Thank you so much. Sorry for the inconvenience.
While we're in here, try and get as much of a look around as possible again. Now we've been in here longer.
Yes, okay, so to the eastern room, the eastern part of the room, over here, you do see on the wall a panel, like kind of like perspex case over it, and inside is like maybe 10 universal kind of computer slots.
Okay.
None of them are.
Can I give it a quick scan?
You're going to
Get some
scan again.
detail on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it reaches into a power bank and then a data center that seems to spread across the 10 feet that you can see, spreads off away from that.
Okay. So there's a decent chance that we might be able to get something from that if we can get back in here.
Perhaps, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll leave fairly hastily after that. But
Yep.
not hastily enough to give suspicion. That would be silly.
Mm-hmm.
Fear not, I have a plan.
You do?
Yes, to get me in a position where I can look around the ship.
Good.
We just have to locate me a pleasure girl.
Are there any? Have we seen any?
So far, no. You haven't seen, like, if you're after members of the party that seem to be of that persuasion, you don't see. They all seem to be mingling with one another as if they know one another, if they've met before, maybe they're business associate. Can't quite tell.
I could act as one, maybe. I barely made it into the room before I had to leave, so I don't think many people have seen me.
I think that's unlikely to. Well, let me just inquire here. I'm sorry, friend. Where's the pleasure part of the barge?
Is this to Graham?
Yeah.
Okay, just getting this down. He does kind of look. He goes, the pleasure part. A friend in costume play. That is everything. Each other's company. We are celebrating our new sale of energy to the Terrans.
Oh, I'm sorry. I phrased that weirdly. I was referring to where I could put in song suggestions.
Oh, the jukebox.
Oh yeah, pleasure part. You know.
Of course. Quite sure, actually. He looks around and goes, weird, isn't it? I've only just realised the music comes from nowhere.
Oh, this really is a high-tech ship, then.
Drugs?
Okay, my plan doesn't work. He goes back and reports.
I'm gonna go over to the other side of the room and just kind of make myself as unnoticed as possible, just while the heat kind of dies down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go take a leak. Be back.
Right. Alia, you doing anything?
Exploring, I guess. Doing with the party.
Okay. Yeah, you come across several interesting individuals. People, you begin to overhear things about, obviously, your own people, Alia. How they're seen as a bit controlling, seen as a bit arrogant. Everyone seems to think Terrans think they're like the masters of the galaxy here, and they're definitely up to something strange. You don't remember when you were back in the Eye of much happening on that, but you do remember hearing words of a big project occurring. And
At this party or back home?
Back home, and these people seem to be part of it. They're calling it. They're calling it Project Arc Wall, and they're saying that they are supplying power for it and making a lucrative amount of money.
she'll head over to that conversation that she's eavesdropped. Hello, gentlemen, ladies, peace and honor be upon you and your families. I was just overhearing your marvelous conversation. May I inquire as to this project I'm hearing across each party? I'm yet to ask. I'm fascinated by megastructural engineering, and I was just wondering if you could shed some light.
Have you not heard? And the woman you're talking to has a martini in her hand, and that happens with people who are drunk and have martini glasses, they are spilling it. And she kind of like points it towards you and splashes part of her clear liquid onto the ground. And she's got short hair, dyed blue. You see that she's got some other weird abnormal mutations, including gills. But as she begins to speak, he says, "You haven't heard? They're definitely up to something. They're calling it Project Arkwall, and they're building something very large near that spatial trench of theirs. But what do we care? We're light years old. Whatever they're doing, though, it's going to take a lot of power."
Spatial trench.
We are.
Have you ever said? I mean, well, it just sounds fascinating.
Yes, well, I hear from my contacts, the rest of the galaxy, that they're also purchasing other things. Oh, curious things. Old artifacts from before, during the first Novus.
No, stop it. Like what?
No, but some of their scientists are pretty interested in arc gates. I mean, but what scientists aren't interested in arc gates? No one truly understands them, really, do they? They just know that they work and how to operate them.
Which you know what they are.
Yeah, the arc gates are the things that transport you almost instantly across the galaxy. They're like from the first Novus. They were built by the free sorceresses during the Megocracy that controlled the galaxy back then. The free sorceresses were overthrown by your people, the Terrans.
You only need so many arc gates, though.
Well, and you know that no one's crafted an arc gate since that era. They don't get crafted. No one knows how they work. You just use the ones that were already in circulation, basically.
Meanwhile, while Payne's on the toilet, he'll use one of his abilities.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'll try an instinct, if I can. I don't know how to link again, so I'll just... And that doesn't do anything.
Just gonna go to the new voice. Well,
That's okay, just tell me which one...
When you apply effort to a navigation task because you don't know the way, or lost start having to blaze new routes, need to choose between two or more similar paths to take or something very similar, you can apply a free level of effort.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find basically the way into the chambers where he might normally reside. I just want to try and stumble in, in a, oh, this is not the men's room kind of way.
I guess roll a intellect check with a free level of effort. So we're going to drop it to level 3 already. Alright, you first, just so you know, when you apply effort, so you had to apply effort to begin with to use the ability.
Yeah, so I can apply an additional level of effort, right?
Yeah. Well, first of all, you do kind of find a way, but you know it's not smart, so you stop. It's the vents in the toilet. That you look up, you go,
that's the way I'm not looking for, indeed.
Yeah, you look up, you go, oh, no, you wouldn't fit in that. But yeah, you fail the roll, I'm afraid.
No, I'll just stumble back into the room. So, party's kind of dull, huh? Have you found anything out?
No.
I
I honestly thought everyone else would do work and I could scurry off with the girls, but there doesn't seem to be any girls, just people talking about monetary transactions. And I've never even invested in stocks, so
That's-
I've recently acquired some space FTs, which are like these pictures that have value attached to them.
Geo intrusion, they lose their worth.
Joke's on you, they never had any to begin with.
But no, I haven't figured anything out. We could maybe sneak out of the airlock and get into another one to get part of the ship. Is what I've come up
Yeah,
with.
that's why I could go through the vents in the toilets, but yeah, I'm just not. Just no.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the airlock thing is much cooler than going through toilet vents.
Uh-huh.
You're
Sure.
just not into it.
Uh-huh. And he walks off and goes just like sit down next to some random people.
Yeah, the people kind of look at you and then carry on with their conversation.
Meanwhile, seems to be the good way to jump to other people.
Hmm.
Can I have a little scan behind me on this sofa? Is there anything on the other side of this wall?
Very large server.
Oh, okay. Didn't expect that, but that'll do. As long as it's not open space, that's fine. I'm going to try and pick a moment where I think most people are kind of distracted or elsewhere and hop myself behind the sofa.
Alright. This is going to be a stealth check. The whole party. I would go with difficulty 4.
Okay. I am trained, so it'll be level 3.
And then you are doing... Oh!
There we
Well,
go.
what were you planning on doing?
Well, hiding behind the sofa so I wasn't visible.
Yeah, okay, so you hide behind the sofa, and you just see a man look over it and go, what are we doing? Are we building a tent?
Oh, you can do. I was playing hide and seek with my friends.
Okay.
Sorry, I know it's a bit childish, but it's a fun game we like to do at parties.
And you realise now, this is your GM intrusion, that you now have a hanger on. Stealth checks are going to be increasingly difficult. This guy seems to be following you wherever you go.
Sure.
He's just sticking to your side. He's like just won't stop waffling. He's one of those like older guys that just likes to tell stories of good better times and stuff
Well,
like that.
I guess I've been found now. Maybe we should get a drink and we can talk.
Oh yes, of course. Alia. Odd, you there?
I think he said he was going to the toilet, but that was
A while ago.
Okay.
Maybe you went to the vents.
Maybe Presley'd himself.
Presley.
Yeah, died on the shitter.
Oh. Of course. Yeah, well,
Everest is gonna try the toilet vents.
in your suit. You are not fitting in those vents in that suit.
Okay, that's true. That's fair.
Yeah, like, you not even your, like, helmet would fit in there. Oh, God, I'm saying that. Well, now you're back, Todd.
Sorry.
Yeah, Alia. So, Kerry Loaf, the man you'd met earlier, approaches you. There's, like that tour now.
Oh, please, yes. That would be wonderful.
Alright, and he begins leading you northward. Yep, up this way. The door opens, revealing very clean, very kind of medical hallway. He leads you up towards the crossroads and says, this is where my crew go about their work, Alia. Either left here, and he shows you a door, either door to your left and right. These are my server rooms. All of my data for my company.
Please, I'd love to see them. It sounds frightfully impressive.
Would you like to take a look on one of the wings?
Well, course.
He directs you this way. And as you approach it, you see the caution sign. He opens the door, revealing a sort of side room with a gambling table on the centre, a very large red jewel. And he walks up to it, runs his hand across the jewel, and it ripples.
That is quite beautiful.
He sits on the table and says, "So, Alia, what's with you and your friends?
My friends? Oh,
The ones
I
you
think we have it
brought."
at a disadvantage. I've known them for only a short time, mostly really in attending one of your parties. I've heard such incredible things. And, well, you see, I merely arrived with them, if anything.
There's a quiet moment. Why did my security drone find detailed information and alert me in the middle of my event, only to fail?
Are you referring to when it dragged us into the office and then couldn't tell us why?
Yes, Ollie, I am.
Oh, well, honestly, I'd love to help you, but actually I was a little concerned by the matter. You know, my father once had a security drone that went bad, and he rounded up half the party guests and then evicted them from the event before he caught wind. A terrible scandal.
Obviously a mistake. He puts one hand to his ear. Oh, I'm so sorry, Alia, but I've just been called by my captain. Could you wait one moment?
Of course.
And he goes towards the door and leaves. And this is when I'm going to give you a GM intrusion. Odd. Would you like to accept it?
Do you know what it is before it happens, or...
No.
I'll accept it.
Alright, and then give an experience to somebody.
Who hasn't had one yet?
Adrian
I have that
and
one.
Ale.
Let's give it to Tane.
There you go. So Tane, it automatically
You're
applies
through.
to your sheet. You don't need to do anything. The door closes behind you, and as you go to follow and go to open it, it doesn't open. You are locked in. Let's move on. A while goes by for the rest of the party, and it becomes very obvious that Alia has not come back yet. Kerry Lowe has.
What's he up to?
He's walked towards the table, and he's called over what looks like a man in a black suit. As he's walked over towards Kerry Lowe, Lowe has began showing him something on his hologram tablet, but moved in the way so the rest of the party can't see. And this other guy went from being chatty to drink to becoming dead serious. A man with what looks like a like tied back hair, short ponytail, broad-shouldered human, and then immediately nods and begins like walking between guests, and is making his way towards Everest.
Everest is like, oh, the airlock plan. And like,
While this is going on, are we able
scurries
to...
out of the room.
Yeah, you're able to do stuff. I'm just waiting for you to interject or something.
Yeah, well, at the moment, I just want to try and lose my follower. So I'm going to excuse myself to the bathroom, and then when I come back, just try and stealth so he doesn't notice me and head away from him.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Everest just goes back to the ship, and he's like, "Oh, I've forgotten the documents."
Okay, yeah. As you're heading away, Everest, you see the guy walks up the stairs, looks around the corner, and he is obviously following you. Like, now that he's away from the crowd, it's not hard to notice. And he steps into the corridor and he goes, "Excuse me," and begins to approach the air hatch.
Oh, the documents. I'll be right with you.
He begins moving faster. It's like, the closing elevator. And he's like running towards it. As the air hatch, you're like, oh, the documents. And the air hatch closes and he walks up and he looks to, like, on the window on the side into the pressurized room, and he just points at you, and you can't hear him, obviously. And he just says,
Everest just moves in, and like the mustache covers the entire screen. He's like, the documents.
Are you exiting back into the ship?
I'm exiting back into the ship, and then I'm going to a different air hatch of the ship, and I'm going to do a space maneuver
Ooh.
to re-enter the ship at a different location.
There's only one other location that you could enter from. That's the cargo bay in the south.
Did it have a separate dock, the cargo bay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking the bus to the cargo bay.
Right, so you exit out into the ship, correct?
Yeah, and I'm getting on my space bus.
Oh yeah, okay, and then you exit through the space bus. I can't believe this is a thing. And then fly around. Meanwhile, while that's happening, Celeste, you can make just a level 2 stealth check. So level 1.
Alright.
And and you manage to escape the guy who's waiting outside the toilet with a drink. He's holding your drink as well, you know, like that guy in the queue is like, I'm holding the drink and this drink, and then you just sneak around.
Yeah, I'm gonna try basically get back to the same position as I was previously behind the sofa.
Yep. Tane has gone relatively unnoticed. Like, people haven't really, compared to the guy in the spacesuit, Tane doesn't blend in, but isn't as obvious.
Yeah, I'm just nodding along to conversation. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it seems to,
man. Mm-hmm.
yeah, it seems to all be quite nothing. At one point, a man does sit next to you who talks to you rather than around him.
Mm-hmm.
He just looks you dead in the eye. You're meant to be doing the job.
All right. When?
Now. He knows. Do it now. And he stands up and begins to mingle again, immediately ignoring you again. You have no idea who he was. At all.
Right then.
Unfortunate.
Did I notice less hiding?
You noticed her about 1 minute previously with her hangers on.
Mm-hmm.
And then
she went off to the toilet,
yeah,
right?
now she's not here anymore.
He's like sadly looks at his empty drink. It's like, well, once you break the seal, and he heads off to the toilet again.
He loves that toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Once I get an opportunity while I'm back here and hidden, I will use another ability if possible.
Okay, yeah.
I will phase through this wall behind me.
That's walk through walls, right?
Yeah.
The one person who could have easily investigated the rest of the ship this entire time, he does it now.
I've been trying every time. Like, the first time, the fucking android stopped me. Then I got the hanger on. Believe me, I've been trying. Every time there's been something that came up.
Just to let you know, while I'm going to the toilet, I'm not really going to the toilet. I'm just going to see if I see anybody moving in and out. And I'm going to just ready my gun and then holster it again. But just to make sure it's good and ready to go.
Yep, it is good and ready to go. However, you don't notice anybody. You do notice the drone leave the office at one point.
Okay. Yeah, and if anyone comes in, I'll just like hang on a sink or something and pretend to be really drunk.
Yeah. Occasionally one guest comes in and then leaves promptly after he looks weirdly at you and just exits. Yeah, Celeste, so it takes you a good 10 seconds, but you're hidden.
Yep.
And you just slide through.
Cool.
It's like really like kind of an awkward maneuver because you're behind the sofa, you're like sliding through the wall, and then it takes about 12 seconds to get through the wall. So if anyone was to see you at the last moment, it would just be this arse and legs.
Weird
yeah, it would be really, really strange.
I'm just fucking glad that Everest didn't see. If he saw fucking just an arse and legs hanging out a wall in the pleasure barge, Jesus.
Oh my god, yeah. Anyway, as you reach into there, Alia, is there anything you wanted to do in here?
Well, she goes to the window and goes, huh, they do have windows. And then goes back to the door and, I guess, inspects the door to see if there's anything she can see on it mechanically.
Okay, do me a favour and let me have a look at your skills. You can make an intelligence check, level 5.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trained in engineering, if that helps.
Yeah, the doors. Okay, difficulty 4. Rank an engineer. Do you have any
and how do I do any of that?
So you see where it says engineering, there should be a dice.
So there is.
Yeah, so it's a level 5 check, but you're trained in engineering, so that drops it to level 4, which is a 12. You can spend intellect. Oh,
Well,
I was about to say you can spend intellect points to try to reduce it, but I guess it don't matter. So the first thing that happens is you begin just investigating this door to see if you can open it. You begin pushing on certain panels, and then you realise one panel has like an Allen key slot, and immediately you begin working it open. When it opens, you look in and there's like a bunch of wires. You think you know. And you get an electric shock.
ouch.
I'm going to deal 3 damage to you, I'm afraid, sir.
Super ouch.
There you go. You take 3 damage to your might pull. And then you flung back, momentarily stunned.
Oh. You are in danger. She goes back to the over here, I guess, and has a look at this jewel he was touching and gives it a fiddle.
Oh, alright. So, Ollie, the moment you get near the jewel, I need you to make me another intellect check.
Mm-hmm.
You have danger and perception as an inability, so that's a difficulty 7. You're going to have to roll a natural 20 to pass this. Yeah, no, you approach it and immediately you see it ripple and react to your presence. You have no idea how to work this or what it is.
I'll have a look around the rest of the room as well, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a large fuel tank in the southern part of the room, and in the eastern part of the room there's a large kind of cabinet with all kinds of liquor and liquids in it. In the middle there's also a large vial, that cylindrical kind of lab thing you see in Resident Evil, filled with a kind of viscous liquid.
Well, this is a sticky wicket. And she can see absolutely nothing else.
No, other than out the window. See.
She'll try she's going to try a little comms plastic, I guess.
Alright, yeah. I was waiting for someone to
That'd be
introduce their comms device.
That would literally be the first thing she does after not being able to work it out, I guess. And she'll call Celeste, I suppose.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh, it works. Brilliant. There appears to be some kind of misunderstanding. You see, I went on my tour with the owner, and he said to wait in this room. I presumed he was going to offer me a job as a waitress or something, but he's locked the door and I'm stuck. Can you come get me?
I might be able to. I am into the back area. Give me a moment. I'm going to try and open this door here, Liam.
Yeah, it's locked.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm going to try and open
Oh, yeah, lockpicking then.
I assumed it was locked.
Mm-hmm. You have an asset
I'm
and you're trained.
and I have an asset, yeah.
Yeah, so difficulty 4.
What the fuck is with the ones? There's been so many ones. It's insane.
Oh, this is so good! As you go to use it, you find the same sort of Allen key slot, and you open it up. You begin using your asset to break into the electrical system. You don't get an electric shock, but you think you've done it, and you go, huh, but why isn't the door opening? Meanwhile, in the party, Tane, as an alarm begins going off.
Oh, dear.
This is the best heist ever.
I just say to the guy next to me, You know
4
what?
ones now?
I'm really sorry, but the beer is kind of stale. We got accosted by drones for God knows what. And, now there's an alarm going off. Is this what your parties are usually like? Because, I like it.
He does say we need to leave, and Ian's leaving.
Oh, what? It's just getting fun. What are we going? Come on. Wait up, guys. Where you go?
As they're leaving, the android approaches you, Tane. Stares at you.
Hey, you coming to party? That's nice. I like you.
Right, while that's happening, in the cargo bay, Everest, you've just docked. You enter and you see this massive warning sign, all these mechanics, a massive crane that would unload everything here. But this area is not subject to the gravity that the rest of the ship is. And you just kind of float. To your left, there is one of those drones on the gantry, just kind of staring down at you.
Everest begins slowly moving towards the crane.
Now,
He looks for an operating thing on the crane.
the drone begins to move towards the steps.
Does he find the operating thing for the crane?
Yeah, it's like over here.
He gets ready to smash the crane into the drone.
Yeah, I thought that might happen. Alright, and then we go to Celeste. And Celeste, is you're like, obviously you're like, that should have happened. So everything that's happening is happening over a minute. You can't hear anything in here. You do see two great server banks.
Yeah, I'll just say to Alia, it may have to wait a minute. Something seems to be wrong with it. Let me just look at these computers. I'll be with you.
Alright, so for a brief moment, Celeste, at that, like, as you're walking towards the computers, the door opens. You see the drone standing there. There's a brief moment.
Likewise.
There's a pregnant pause. Must annihilate intruder.
Run.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And I think as the heist is about to go wrong, we'll go ahead and end that session there and pick up with the craziness of what's about to happen next week.
That was a
What do you
real
mean go wrong?
clusterfuck.
The party's just getting started.
Well, for you it is, yeah, yes. All the guests are currently leaving the dance floor, and the android's just kind of squaring off with Tane. We got Everest in the cargo hold with one single drone on a crane, and you got Alia trapped in a room, just trapped. She's got the guns. Oh, we got a gun.
Can't believe out of so few rolls we had so many ones. It's insane.
This is the way that this happened in Numenera several times, didn't it? They'd be like, right, we're gonna do this 1, and Chris would be like, alright, I'm gonna attack 1, and it was just like, as a GM, you just get to throw loads of crazy shit at people. I mean, obviously, we'll talk about session and stuff at some point, but for now, we're gonna end it there.